Well, hello there. We are streaming to you live from the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. Thanks for joining us for Breakfast with Coconut this morning. My name's Amelia. I'm the education curator for the St. Louis Aquarium Foundation, the nonprofit partner to the aquarium. And we also have Hillary with us today. She's a biologist and animal trainer. We were trying to think of some fun ways to let you all see our animals while we have to be closed. And I said, well, what about breakfast with Coconut? So thanks for joining us today. It is breakfast time for Coconut. You guys will get to see her eat some of her food today and hang out with us. So Hillary, can you tell us a little bit about Coconut?
Yeah, Coconut is our baby two-toed sloth. So she came to us from another facility, so she was born in human care. And she just turned 1 in February. So while she is 1 year old, they do stay with her mom for up to 2 years. And she definitely is on the smaller end. She's only about 3 pounds, so definitely wants to be with mom for protection and comfort. So that's the role we provide here at the aquarium by taking care of her.
Right, and I see she started to eat her breakfast today. What is Coconut eating? What's on the menu?
Yeah, so not cereal, not breakfast bars or protein shakes. They are herbivores. So a little bit different than what humans probably think of a breakfast item. She has a salad, basically. So this morning it is green leaf lettuce. And in the wilds, they are going to be eating everything up high in the rainforest or the trees. So might be leaves or bark even, twigs that have funny taste on them, fruits, veggies, or what we feed her here at the aquarium.
Great. And how often does she eat?
She gets fed twice a day. So part of that getting fed twice a day means that we spread out her morning and PM far enough apart because they have a very, very slow metabolism. So what that means is what I'm feeding her right now may take 30 days to go through her entire system.
Wow. So when Coconut is not eating, what is she doing? Walk us through a day in the life of Coconut.
Like most babies, they sleep through the entire day. So they can sleep for about 15 to 20 hours a day. And because of that, when she's not awake eating, she's usually sleeping or being hopefully near somebody who would protect her, like mom, or in this case, one of the trainers here at the aquarium. But sloths do spend a lot of their time just hanging out, upside down. They really do everything in that way. Hanging upside down is the way of the sloth.
And where does Coconut live here at the aquarium?
So Coconut actually lives behind the scenes with the rest of our animal ambassadors. So ideally, we'll have her grow up as an ambassador animal so that she can partake in various encounters, but she's still a baby, so really time will tell. But you are able to visit her when we have her out for her encounter time when we're open.
Okay, I know a lot of people are very excited about coming to see Coconut. So is there a certain time people should come once we are open again?
We still have been working towards the 9:30 a.m. breakfast. So just kind of like what we're doing here today, you can see her when you come to the aquarium. Hopefully in the future we'll have more opportunities, but as of right now, her job is to get older and stay healthy.
And Hillary, you're an animal trainer for the aquarium. Do you do training with Coconut?
Absolutely. Every single interaction that we have with our animals is technically a form of training. And right now, she is actually learning to be comfortable for longer periods off of us. So what that basically means is most of the time, she feels most comfortable when she's on this fleece jacket. She really, really likes the soft material. But we want her ideally to become more and more comfortable on her own and become more independent. This right here is what you're seeing as a natural behavior. So I'm asking her to go from location to location. And that's a very general way of asking her to do a behavior, which is all really training is teaching them to do a behavior and ideally reinforcing them for said behavior.
Great. And does Coconut, can she tell you how she's feeling? Does she have body language?
So sloths can be very hard to read, but they do vocalize when they're babies. So I don't know if you guys saw, she did vocalize a few times, and she can tell me right now, I want food, by bringing her arm down. But we don't want to reinforce that behavior, so I tend to wait for her to have more of a calm behavior while we feed her. Because right now it might look really cute because she's super tiny, but sloths can be anywhere from 8 to 18 pounds. And that may not sound like a lot, but they're very strong animals. As you can see, they're hanging upside down all the time, and that definitely means that we want to make sure that we take precautions now while she's young to make her a viable, healthy, great ambassador. Sometimes she messes up and she goes upside down, and that's okay.
And Hillary, I've heard that sloths are really slow animals, but I just saw her cruising around on those branches up there. Is that true that they're slow?
They are fairly slow. Obviously, when there's something motivating her, she might move a lot faster. Ideally, though, they're not going to move a lot because they don't want predators to find them. So if up in the trees, they can go about 0.2 miles per hour. On the forest floor, which they don't go to very often, it's actually less than 0.1 miles per hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they don't go to the ground very often?
No.
What would make them go to?
Well, like I said, she has a very slow metabolism, so for her, she only eats, a little bit of food a day, but then that food takes her about 30 days to get through her system. So in that time, she has to go to the bathroom. But they don't really move on the ground very fast like we were talking about. There's a lot of predators out there for sloths. So they have to go to the bathroom on the forest floor. So that's generally while they'll go down to the forest floor to go to potty. They'll go to the bathroom down there. And that's usually the only time they'll go. However, let's say maybe due to maybe some trees being cut down, maybe a tree isn't close enough and they need to get to a new tree for the protection or for food, they will definitely go to the forest floor and switch trees that way.
And you said that's about once a week?
Usually about once a week. She's pretty good. About every 6 days or so, she'll go to the bathroom.
Wow. As you're watching, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the comments section. We will have some time at the very end to take some questions from you all. Hillary, I also wanted to ask, so Coconut is a two-toed sloth.
Yes.
And I'm looking at her adorable back leg there, and it looks like she has 3 toes on the back.
Scientists, then they discover an animal, they really get the naming rights. I'm not really sure because she definitely has 2 fingers, but maybe 2 fingers didn't roll off the tongue the same way that 2 toes does. And also, scientific things, maybe sometimes they kind of think that these are all feet, but they definitely have hands and feet. So I think if we were to correct the name, it would definitely be 2-fingered sloth instead of 2-toed, because she definitely has 3 toes.
So, and it looks like she really likes you. You probably spend a lot of time with her, and this is a natural behavior for sloths.
Yes, so right now, she's definitely just hanging on us like she would mom for protection. She's definitely seeks out the warmth of our body because they don't thermoregulate the way that other animals do. So she does not have the ability to control her own body temperature. So instead, she's going to seek out a nice warm armpit or a nice fleece jacket. But in no way, shape, or form is it because it's me or anything like that. She definitely is very partial to the jacket more than anything.
So Coconut lives the good life here at the aquarium. She gets lots of people who love her very much. But what about sloths in the wild? Are they threatened by anything in the wild?
No, sloths are so good at camouflaging. In fact, when they're up in the trees, most people don't even see them. Whether they're brown like she is or green because the algae that grows on them, it's really hard for scientists to even find them. So in fact, we don't actually know how many sloths are currently in the wild. There's not a real good estimate of that. Unfortunately, because of that, they're really kind of considered least concern. However, the habitat they live in is quite threatened in the rainforest. So one of the best ways that I always suggest is to kind of think about how we get our resources. So if we're using a lot of paper products, if we're going through a lot of paper towels, toilet paper, things like that, or even just paper in school, can we recycle those items? And more importantly, are we able to maybe find sources of that material that is from a recycled source, more sustainable practices? Because definitely for them, we want to make sure that we protect the trees, not just for the sloths, but for all the other creatures that live in them.
Great. And where do two-toed sloths live in the wild? You said the rainforest.
Yes, of northern South America.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much, Hillary, for telling us all about Coconut.
Absolutely.
How much breakfast does she have left?
She has quite a bit, yeah.
All right, do we have any questions, Amber?
We do. We have a lot of questions. So Rose from Kansas City wants to know what kind of food is Coconut's favorite?
All food. I can relate. She wants to eat everything, even when it's not technically her food. We do have another sloth that we care for, and if she smells her food, she wants it. I would say, though, probably one of her favorites is sweet potatoes.
Me too.
Yes.
Another question we have is, why is she named Coconut?
Well, if you look at the top of her head, when we first got her, she was about 10 months old, but she's only grown a little bit in that time. But the top of her head definitely looks like a furry little coconut, and it was honestly a joke. We just kind of thought it was a funny little nickname, and it stuck. Everyone loved it, so that's where she got her name.
Okay, Brooklyn wants to know, how does Coconut clean herself?
That's a great question. Now, they are fairly clean animals. However, in the wild, they don't do a lot of moving, so they will get that algae growth on them. But they definitely can swim. So a lot of people ask, why do they have them here at the aquarium. They're not a fish, a shark, or a ray, but they can swim very, very well. So technically she could rinse herself off if she was in her natural environment. Here she has a pretty clean environment because it's not out in the rainforest, so we don't have to worry about it too much.
Okay, Harrison and Landon want to know, how often does Coconut sleep?
So she probably sleeps closer to 20 hours a day. So even if we have her out for socialization with us, she usually sleeps through it. So it's more for our socialization, honestly, than it is for her. She'll fall asleep on us all the time.
Okay, and one more from Jackson C. from St. Peter's. He wants to know why Coconut is moving so fast since she's a sloth.
I know, it's so funny. I think it's because she really, really wants the breakfast that I'm hiding from her behind me. So they do move pretty quickly when they need to. So a sloth that's calm, that doesn't feel threatened by maybe a predator, isn't going to do too much movement. But in their natural environment, if there was something that scared them or if they really wanted a food source, they can get to it pretty quickly because of their really long arms.
Okay, we have one more question. Hillary, what's your favorite thing to eat for breakfast?
My favorite thing to eat for breakfast is definitely pancakes with lots of syrup. Definitely not a sloth diet if we were comparing the two.
Okay, awesome.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us for breakfast with Coconut today. We're going to post this video on the St. Louis Aquarium Foundation webpage along with some activities that you can do from home. Our webpage is stlaquariumfoundation.org. So you can click on the education tab for this video and some other activities that you can do. We plan on doing more videos like this in the future, so you can follow us on social media to see the schedule for that and the topics that we're planning on discussing in the future. Thanks for joining.
She doesn't wave.